Mengumumkan ketibaan yang berbahagia Datuk Soh Tian Lai, Pengerusi Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET dan Div-Div Kehormat masuk ke Dewan. Hadirin dimohon berdiri. Terus berdiri bagi menyanyikan lagu negaraku. Hadirin dipersilakan duduk. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Datuk Soh Tian Lai, Pengerusi Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, merangkap Presiden Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers FMM. Yang berbahagia Datuk Profesor Insinyur Dr. Muhammad Saleh, Fasilitator Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, Yang Berusaha Teknologis Dr. Muhammad Naim bin Yaakob, Urusetia Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, merangkap Timbalan Ketua Pengarah Jabatan Pendidikan Politeknik dan Kolej Komuniti, Yang Berusaha Encik Zainuddin bin Haji Muhammad Noor, Urusetia Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, merangkap pengarah bahagian pendidikan teknik dan vokasional. Yang Berusaha Dr. Syamsuri bin Abdullah, Urusetia Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, merangkap pengarah bahagian koordinasi TVET, Jabatan Pendidikan Politeknik dan Kolej Komuniti. Yang Berusaha Timbalan Komisioner Penjara Puan Zainah binti Pardi, Timbalan Pengarah Pengurusan Banduan, Seksyen Vokasional dan Industri, Jabatan Penjara Malaysia. Seterusnya, datuk-datuk, datin-datin, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada semua hadirin ke program Town Hall Pemerkasaan TVET Zon Tengah 2019 yang bertemakan Memperkasa TVET Membina Negara. Bagi memberkati majlis pada petang ini, dijemput Al-Fadhil Ustaz Yusri bin Yusof bagi memimpin bacaan doa. Dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-mab'uth rahmatan lil alamin. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ya Rabba kainat wa ya qadi al-hajat. Pada petang penuh keberkatan ini, kami merafakkan setinggi-tinggi kesyukuran dan segala pujian terhadap-Mu ya Allah, atas segala kurniaan-Mu yang tidak ternilai. Dengan limpahan kurniaan-Mu jualah kami dapat bersama sempena sesi town hall pemerkasaan TVET Zon Tengah. Engkau berkati dan lancarkanlah majlis kami ini dengan penuh kesempurnaan. Ya Allah, kami sedar ya Allah bahawa tugas memertabatkan pendidikan negara bukanlah suatu yang mudah. Tanpa muafakat dan sepakat, tanpa roh dan semangat kependidikan, jua tanpa redha dan restu-Mu, amatlah sukar bagi kami meneruskan perjuangan untuk mencapai kecemerlangan pendidikan. Kurniakanlah kepada kami kekuatan untuk memertabatkan TVET sebagai pemacu perubahan dalam menghasilkan modal insan berkemahiran, berpengetahuan dan berinovatif untuk menyokong pertumbuhan ekonomi negara ke arah membina negara yang inklusif, saksama dan makmur. Justru itu, kurniakanlah taufik dan hidayah-Mu, kuatkanlah ingatan kami dan janganlah Engkau lupakan. Lapangkanlah dada-dada kami dan jangan Engkau sempitkannya. Permudahkanlah segala urusan kami dan janganlah Engkau persulitkannya. Ilhamkanlah di dalam minda kami idea yang bernas, pandangan yang jelas, keputusan yang waras. Kurniakanlah kepada kami limpahan ilmu yang bermanfaat, kefahaman yang benar. Satu-satukanlah hati kami, eratkanlah silaturahim di kalangan kami, padukanlah tenaga dan usaha kami untuk memertabatkan kehendak-Mu secara bersama. Semoga dengannya dapat kami menyempurnakan tugas kami ini bagi menghasilkan perancangan pembangunan pendidikan demi menjana kecemerlangan pendidikan negara dan warganya. Allahumma anta kabirul muta'al. Sesungguhnya kami amat menyedari dengan penuh keinsafan bahawa kami hamba-Mu tidak akan terlepas dari sunnah alam kurniaan-Mu. Kegelapan malam di sulangnya siang yang terang benderang, justru dengan kudrat iradah-Mu serta kuasa ungkapan kun fayakun, maka jadikanlah pertemuan kami ini adalah pertemuan yang diberkati dan perpisahan kami nanti adalah perpisahan yang dirahmati. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna du'aana innaka antas samiul alim. وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. مولانا دعوانا فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منكم. Sekian, terima kasih.
Amin, amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih. Hadirin yang dimuliakan, pada petang yang berbahagia ini, sesi Town Hall Pemerkasaan TVET Zon Tengah 2019 merupakan siri jelajah yang terakhir bagi mendapatkan input dan maklum balas berkaitan pelaksanaan TVET secara terus daripada semua pemegang taruh dan penyedia TVET khususnya di Zon Tengah. Selain daripada itu, program ini juga menjadi satu platform yang ampuh bagi perkongsian ilmu dan pengalaman dari tetamu kehormat mahupun tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang pastinya telah melalui pelbagai fasa dalam pelaksanaan TVET di institusi masing-masing. Tanpa melengahkan masa, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang berbahagia Datuk Soh Tian Lai, Pengerusi Jawatankuasa Pemerkasaan TVET, bagi menyampaikan ucap pertama beliau. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Selamat petang. Pertama kali saya minta maaf kerana bukan senang cari tempat ini. Tadi pemandu, my driver said me first time I landed in prison. But my driver when landed there, pegawai dia cakap ini bukan penjara saya nak masuk. Di auditorium di lain tempat. So anyway, the first time I'm here. First of all, on behalf of JKP Tibet, saya mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada yang berusaha Timbalan Komisioner Penjara Puan Zainal binti Padi dengan mengizinkan kami menggunakan auditorium ini yang canggih. Terima kasih. Yang berusaha teknologis Dr. Muhammad Naim, yang berusaha Encik Zainuddin, yang bahagia Datuk Profesor IR Dr. Muhammad Saleh, yang berusaha Dr. Syamsuri dan para hadirin sekalian. Petang ini saya dan JKP Tibet mengadakan town hall ini adalah mengadakan satu session untuk mendapat pandangan dan juga maklum malas daripada kamu semua bagi Tibet. Tibet adalah technical and vocational education and training. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that this afternoon adalah session ke-6 town hall ini. Ini session yang akhir sekali. Yang pertama 3 kali adalah pertama di Sabah, di Sarawak dan di Johor, dan di Northern, Bukit Mertajam, dan di Kuantan, dan hari di sini. So, dengan 6 kali berada ini town hall, sudah ada banyak maklum balas. Latar belakang pembekasaan Tibet adalah seperti berikut. Memorandum Jemaah Menteri daripada Menteri Hal Ehwal Ekonomi telah memberi mandat kepada penubuhan jawatan kuasa pembekasan Tibet untuk memperkasa sistem dan institusi Tibet merentasi 6 kementerian pada 26 Oktober 2018. Dan juga dari laporan kajian Tibet ke arah negara maju yang dikeluarkan oleh ilmiah Kementerian Sumber Manusia juga mencadangkan penubuhan satu badan koordinasi peringkat kebangsaan melibatkan semua kementerian penyedia Tibet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is latar belakang Tibet. Apa kepentingan Tibet? Tibet dikenal pasti sebagai pemacu perubahan bagi Malaysia, menghasilkan modal insan kemahiran. It is very important. Modal insan kemahiran, skill Tibet graduates, berpengetahuan dan berinovatif. Nah, ini words inovasi, inovatif sekarang adalah perkataan yang terpenting sekali bagi semua Tibet graduates. Also, all the university students, we must have innovation untuk menyokong pertumbuhan ekonomi negara ke arah negara yang inklusif, saksama dan makmur. Justru Malaysia every year produce close to 200,000 of graduates. Tetapi pekerja baru hanya ada 100,000 saja. So it means that about 100,000 unemployed graduates. But di kalangan Tibet, pekerjaan baru yang diisikan dari graduate Tibet adalah 95%. Dan ini adalah satu matlamat Tibet menghasilkan graduate yang penting bagi industri-industri dan service industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the two things that I want to share with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you is how important Tibet is. Mengizinkan saya gunakan bahasa Inggeris for the overview and key challenges of the Tibet. So, ladies and gentlemen, kamu semua adalah ibu bapa. Adakah pernah dalam pendapat awak, Tibet adalah penting sebagai satu pendidikan bagi anak-anak kamu semua? Adakah kamu fikir Tibet graduates boleh mencari makankah? So, banyak ibu bapa, anak-anak selepas SPM, dia ingat anak-anak mereka mesti mau jadi doktor, lawyer, engineer. But Tibet, persepsi Tibet adalah mereka kerana kepintaran atau dia punya kelulusan yang tidak baik baru masuk Tibet. Ini adalah persepsi yang di Malaysians until now, sampai sekarang. Tetapi kalau awak lihat di Japan, di Germany dan sekarang di China, Tibet sekarang sudah tukar. Tibet adalah satu institusi yang menghasilkan pekerja yang mahir, dan mereka bukanlah sahaja boleh melahirkan produktiviti yang tinggi. Yang penting sekali bagaimana Tibet di Malaysia boleh melahirkan graduate-graduate yang pandai, yang industri menganggap ia adalah preferred choice. Dan juga students will treat Tibet also their first choice. So these are the things that I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Tibet is the future. Tibet is the one to groom our future generations to make Malaysia an advanced country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now you look at overseas countries, when all these countries, when they are very advanced, they are very strong, sangat powerful in Tibet. So Malaysia, with the latest developments, this is the only way forward. So our challenge is, as I say, change. So we need the people to change. How the Tibet able to generate the best brain? So Malaysia currently, there are a lot of brain drain to other countries. But how about our Tibet graduates? So in terms of 94% of employability, and yet the industries, those who are here this afternoon, the industries, people also say that there is a mismatch between the graduates of the Tibet and industry ones. Some of them mention that the Tibet graduates, when they come out, they take 6 months to 1 year to further train by the industries. So you see, this is the industries want it, or the industries want immediately the Tibet graduates they are able to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Industry 4.0 era. Industry 4.0 era. Everything talk about latest technology, talk about artificial intelligence. So in Malaysia, how advanced we are in the Tibet setup and also the industry requirement. So these are the challenges that we are facing. So another things I want to share is 60% of the jobs created in 11 Malaysia plan is projected to require technical and vocational training. So it's RMK 11. So RMK 11 akan tamat pada tahun depan 2070. Our target is to have the new pekerjaan 1.5 million of the new jobs created, and 60% out of this 1.5 million are from Tibet. It means 900,000 graduates are from Tibet. So it means that for these 5 years, divided into every year, we need 180,000 of Tibet graduates. My question is, do we achieve this ratio or not? Now, every year, we have about close to 200,000 of the students enroll into Tibet. Do you know that public sector have about 550 institutions, Tibet? Private sector have about 700, altogether 1,250 Tibet institutions in Malaysia. So the question is, how good they are among all the institutions of Tibet, whether their quality levels among private and public, are they at the same levels, or are they producing the best brain for the industries or not? That's why today we got a town hall is to get the feedback, the inputs, maklum malas the industry, what the industry wants from the Tibet. So, ladies and gentlemen, and as I mentioned, Tibet is managed by 6 ministries. My latest checking is almost 9 ministries involved in Tibet. 9 kementerian ada involved. I think include the penjara also ada Tibet. Also got the skill. So these are the things that we are too fragmented. Our Tibet di sini sana. So we need a single body to manage this. So the single body, as what we in the town hall we want to see, that this single body to implement the single national blueprint on the human capital development of the Tibet graduates. This is called single blueprint for modal insan kemahiran. So the Tibet need a single body to manage. So ladies and gentlemen, we did discuss this single body. It can be a Suruhanjaya, it can be a Majlis, it can be a Jawatan Kuasa. So as I mentioned in many town halls, that is, if a Suruhanjaya, it means that adalah seperti harimau ada gigi yang besar-besar, okay, got enforcement power. But Majlis juga ada gigi, but di sini sana tak banyak, not enough power. But Jawatan Kuasa langsung tak ada gigi. So this is the 3 ways that we want to discuss which is the best way for the Tibet in futures to move on. So we need to get feedback from the industry so that the JKP Tibet able to propose to MOE, MOHR, and to the Jemaah Menteri the best solution bagi graduates Tibet. So I want to share with you the industry challenges about industry. This industry always say that now recruiting skilled workers with the right employable skills. So a lot of industry say, I am not able to recruit the right skilled workers. Now, today in Malaysia, the official statistic stated the legalized foreign workers in Malaysia close to 2 million now. I think latest about 2 juta legalized. So, not legalized one, there is no actual figures. I also cannot quote lah. But I use Pakatan Harapan manifesto mentioned inside 6 juta lah. But whether correct not correct is only the manifesto inside say that. So it means 6 million with foreign workers. Okay. 2 million legalized. So ada 4 juta illegal. So it's very alarming all these figures. So all these TVET graduates sepatutnya is to reduce dependency foreign workers. Dan juga TVET graduates adalah masa harapan yang mengurangkan B40. So the B40 will be further reduced to a minimum level if the TVET graduates are the one who come out and successful work in the industries. This is the matlamat that we want to achieve. We make sure that industries to recruit all the graduates with right remuneration. Because based on statistics, about 65% of the graduates from TVET, their salary below 1,500. So industry, do you agree or not? This is from statistics. So it means that from this point of view, industry say there's a mismatch. So sometimes they might not give the higher salary due to certain skill that they do not require. But the question is, what TVET want is to deliver the best graduates for the industries. So the industries and the public sectors, TVET institution need to work hand in hand together so that we are able to produce the right candidates. Now, another one is the industry always say innovativeness. They say a lot of graduates from the TVET, some industries say that they do not have innovative capabilities. But is it true or not? So we really need to work on it. Another one is to address a mismatch of skill requirement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next slide I want to say is TVET adalah mainstream yang terutama di antara sekolah, TVET, university. So TVET is the one that we need to bring it to a highest level so that our talents pool are there. So ladies and gentlemen, you understand the talents pool because all of you who are sitting here are the talents pool. Likewise, industries, you all also need the talents from the TVET. But how to make this TVET become the preferred choice? We need a single body to champion it. And we also require a crucial ways for TVET system to be demand pool rather than supply push. So it means that before any TVET graduates be graduated, the industries will already take them in. So there is a proposal that the TVET graduates should spend 7% of time in the industry, 30% in the classroom. And all these sort of things is very important. So we need industries to give the feedback how the industries able to cooperate with the TVET institution to provide the best opportunities for the internship and pay them accordingly. So we also need to talk about TVET start from when. So in Germany, the TVET education is start from primary school. Primary school, they already started TVET. So nobody will look down on TVET because the TVET in overseas, especially on Germany, based on dual system, their professionalism, they are technologists. But in Malaysia, people look at TVET is not technologists. They are part of blue-collar worker. But we need to change the perception. That is, TVET, they are expert. Can I ask you a simple question? Apa bezanya driver biasa dengan driver Formula 1? Sama-sama, both they are driver, right? Mengapa Formula 1 driver, their income berjuta-juta? Kerana dia punya skill. They can make a corner with a speed of 200 km per hour. But our normal driver, you try and see 200 km, you turn, you fly already. So it's different, it's called skill. Likewise, TVET, I want to say is skill. They are the one who solve the problems engineer cannot solve. They are the one, or solve the problems the engineer left behind. Oh, which one? I think AKO, our engineer might not agree. But sometimes the engineer might cause the problems, but the technicians are the one who assemble and make the things good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to touch is on the Germany's apprentice journey master model. So it means that when you graduate, you are master craftsman. So you are expertise. You are not the blue collar workers, means TVET graduates. So this is a thing that we need to change our formula of the TVET. So, and another one is TVET need a lot of funding, need a lot of support. So with these industrial-led programs, we can have this what we call dual vocational training. It means that the private sector work with the TVET, and 70% of the time they work in the private sector. And 30% they go back to the classroom. They immediately after they graduate with the skills, they can go up to skill 8, tahap 1 until tahap 8. So tahap 1 dan tahap 5 is on the skill side, advanced diploma. So maybe JPK will award this. But when we come to tahap 6, bachelor degree, master degree, and PhD. It means that technical vocational TVET also can have PhD students. PhD bukan permanent head damage. So this is the skill side. So the MQA will look into how this TVET able to move their career path and their academic until the PhD level. So these are the things that it's very important that all the workforce in terms of in Malaysia, even working in the factories, working in service industry, also can have a lifelong learning. So ladies and gentlemen, that I also want to touch on industry requirement on TVET programs and institutes. So we need to keep pace with technology. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today all talk about technology. In futures, you might not use people to drive the bus, to drive anything that will transport from one place to the other place, designed destination. It means that no driver system for transportations. All these sort of things will happen. So we need a lot of the TVET graduates who are good in data science. Data science. So I want to know that current MOE or MOHR produce how many data science technician, data science graduates who are good on data analytics, big data and all this. So these are things that in the near future. So we also need to have lecturers or instructors from the TVET to be seconded to the private sector, to industries, so that they can learn more what is happening to the industries. And they can come back to the TVET institution, they know what is happening in the private sectors. So, and we need to have more consultations. Like today, we have the town hall with industry people. And the most important is work hand in hand with the industries. So industries also need to provide the support to the TVET graduates so that all the young graduates can be groomed. Another one is, I want to touch is on penjenamaan. Just what I mentioned is the branding, is the image. So we want to change the image of the TVET so that all the TVET graduates, they are the technologists. They feel proud to be the TVET graduates. So this is an area that we need to focus, and we need to intensify our marketing. Now, industry sectors also can play a part. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the areas is the curriculum of the TVET must be matching with the industry so that the graduates come out immediately, they know what is happening in the private sector. Another one is locate the TVET institution or institutions closer to industrial locations. It means that it's a cluster. For example, let's say in Tanjung Malim, the auto city. So our TVET should focus a lot is how to train the expertise on automotive, the technicians and all the systems of the cars at this Tanjung Malim site for automotive. So let's say it's in rapid petrochemicals. So we need to have a TVET who specialize on chemical and all this. These are the things that means that bring closer, nearer of the TVET to the industries. So we also need to have TVET Center of Excellence. Means that all the TVET must work together with industries. The industry can provide the facilities because some of them are very big, multinationals. So that the private sector and public sector especially, no need to come out so much money. They can join together with private sectors to train the graduates by using the latest technology of the multinationals. So way forward is we need a single body to champion for the management of the TVET institution. Consists of more than 1,200 in whole Malaysia, and also to implement a single national TVET blueprint, which MOHR is working on it, and also MOE work together and come out a single blueprint. And we also need industry-led, introduce mechanism of industry collaboration. So for example, now with the TVET graduates, the TVET also thinking, can the private sector compulsory take the internship or not? Of course, need to look at the capabilities of some of the micro companies that they might not able to take. But some of the medium companies, large companies, multinationals, they should take more internship so that all the graduates from the TVET, immediately they can work. Another one is quality assurance. Currently, we got 2, MQA and JPK. So we need these two to collaborate so that the qualities, accuracy, and all these syllabus must be high standard and standardized throughout the Malaysia, so that the private sectors, the standard should be equipped and equal with the public sector and vice versa, both sides. We need a high standards. So we need these two bodies to work together. And branding, as I mentioned, we need a strong branding. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't treat TVET as a low end. Believe me and believe you that TVET is really the future of the people in Malaysia. They are the one who built our nations to be advanced nations. So, ladies and gentlemen, and the last I want to talk is funding. Now, there are a lot of operating budget. We also need a lot of development budgets. So this effective and efficient funding mechanism for TVET institutions and students. So some of the students, they are from poor families. Of course, they need a lot of fundings. So ladies and gentlemen, so at the end of the days, how industry look at the TVET, how you all look at the TVET. So for us, our job is to make TVET the best choice, better choice for the parents, for the students. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to end with some of the isu dan cabaran in bahasa Malaysia. Sekarang TVET ada 4 cabaran. Nombor 1 adalah governance dan tadbir urus. Ada sedikit pertindihan penawaran program dan juga ada meningkatkan akses dan ikuti ke program TVET. Ini ada satu masalah dan pembiayaan. Pembiayaan, because of TVET, there are many type of funding. Kepelbagaian kaedah pembiayaan. So this is another problem. So we also the perlibatan of the industries. They are saying that in the industries and the TVET, the cooperation not close enough. So we need a model kerjasama yang jelas. Tetapi kami ada model kerjasama yang tidak jelas. There are some mismatch the cooperation. The quality, just already mentioned that we got 2 standard accreditation, but now they already collaborate, MQA and JPK. So, and also laluan artikulasi TVET, and also penjenaman persepsi. Ladies and gentlemen, persepsi is still very important. So please, as a TVET Empowerment Committee Chairman and also the TVET Empowerment Committee, we urge the industries and all of you, Ibu Bapa, don't look down on TVET. TVET is the way that forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, RMK 11 akan tamat pada 2020, but they set the following objectives. Whether we achieve or not, possible we need to bring to RMK ke-12. Number one, 1.5 juta pekerjaan baru dengan 60% daripadanya tenaga kerja berkaitan TVET, dan juga meningkatkan tenaga kerja mahir daripada 25% kepada 35%. Ladies and gentlemen, in Germany, in Korea, in Japan, this tenaga kerja mahir make up more than 50 to 60% of the total workforce. So it means that if Malaysia workforce is about 14 million, our skilled workforce will be 5 million, 5 juta. So this is the area that the TVET must work very hard, and every one of us need to achieve this target. And also meningkatkan lebih ramai profesional dalam bidang TVET. So treat TVET graduates as technologists. They will view us a professional, and mengurangkan kebergantungan. This is important terhadap pekerja asing. So we have so many foreign workers, but the problems not just solved under the ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, what is our cadangan penyelesaian? So we think that semua penyedia TVET diselaraskan di bawah satu badan. Cadangan atau Suruhanjaya TVET. This depend on the industries and all the relevant people look at it, whether you want Suruhanjaya, Majlis or Jawatan Kuasa. But in order to be effective, Suruhanjaya could be the one yang menyelia program latihan, mengoptimumkan kemudahan latihan, memaksimumkan usaha untuk memberi latihan kepada semua golongan, dan rasionalisasi kepada perbelanjaan awam. So the funds is very important. Meningkatkan kecekapan pengurusan kerajaan. Ladies and gentlemen, so mentransformasi TVET untuk memenuhi permintaan industri. So the industry always say, you want the best of your workforce. So the TVET would like to work with the industries. Please tell us what you want from the TVET. What you want from the TVET to deliver to you. Likewise, the TVET also would like the feedback from the industry, that your feedback, what is the best curriculum you want the TVET able to produce the best pekerja for you. So ladies and gentlemen, now this fungsi of Suruhanjaya TVET is this is only a cadangan. Is on the governance, on the kewangan, on the quality. This is called streamlining of the kuasa. I mean, is pengambil alihan is streamlining of the authorities, streamlining. And this fungsi also ada kerjasama dan koordinasi, dan juga perkongsian authority. Means we work together for the sake of, you can see that penlibatan dan jaringan industri secara terus. Dan we have 9 ministries, including the state governments. So ladies and gentlemen, these are things that I want to share with you, although a bit lengthy, and this is the last session that I chair on this town hall. Sorry, I take a bit longer time to share with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope the industry can provide all the feedbacks, and I hope Dr. Naim able to moderate and come out best outputs from all of you. Once again, Ribuan terima kasih. Thank you very much for listening.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada yang berbahagia Datuk di atas ucap tama sebentar tadi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita akan menyaksikan tayangan video berkenaan kisah kejayaan atau success stories pelajar TVET di institusi TVET kita. Persilakan.
Saya ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih, dan saya sebenarnya sangat berbangga menjadi salah seorang alumni daripada Politeknik Sultan Azlan Shah. Manfaatkan segala ilmu ni dan tetapkan fokus, kemudian bila habis belajar nanti terus jangan tunggu lagi, terus cari peluang.
Saya Muhammad Redha bin Rozlan, tapi ada orang panggil Mak Redha, dan saya adalah pelajar Politeknik Kuantan, Polisas, Politeknik Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah, ambil jurusan teknologi makanan. Mula-mula masa nak masuk Politeknik tu ada abang-abang ni. Masa tu saya sekolah hari, dalam tingkatan 5 saya buat wall climbing, main sukan wall climbing. Dekat situ ada abang-abang Politeknik yang datang situ, training sekali. So diorang kata, jom masuk Politeknik.
My name is Omar Mahari. I used to study in Polytechnic Shah Alam. Took a certificate in mechanical engineering. Since it's Polytechnic, and I'm not saying that it's a bad place. I learned something from there. Proud of it. Every Polytechnic student must do practical training, so I choose to did that in MAS Maintenance Sengan. So 5 months. From then on, I met a lot of people in aviation, and some of them have been suggest me to join aviation. But back then, I thought I was interested to join to work in the hangar as a maintenance crew, something like that.
Saya adalah graduan Kolej Komuniti Sanda tahun 2016-2017 graduan Sedia Pengoperasian Perniagaan, dan ini adalah kerja saya. Jom masuk. Dekat Kolej Komuniti banyak kursus-kursus yang dianjurkan, yang mereka hantar saya. Contoh macam saya pergi kursus usahawan, under MDEC, kursus tentang macam mana kita nak buat rancangan perniagaan.
Fund family saya pada asalnya untuk saya belajar lebih tinggi, tapi pada peringkat awal ni saya masuk dulu Kolej Komuniti. Tapi setelah saya belajar di Kolej Komuniti, saya dapat banyak impak yang besar untuk saya belajar lebih tinggi, dan kini saya melanjutkan pelajaran saya di Politeknik Port Dickson, mengambil jurusan Diploma Electrical Engineering.
Nama saya Nurul Nadia binti Pozi. Saya dilahirkan di Johor Bahru. Pada tahun 2015, saya mendaftarkan diri di Kolej Komuniti Sungai Petani dan mengambil Diploma Terapi Kecantikan. Sekarang, saya bertugas di Kolej Komuniti Muar sebagai pensyarah sambilan harian di dalam bidang Fisioterapi Kecantikan dan Spa.
Pada kawan-kawan saya di luar sana, rebutlah peluang yang disediakan oleh Kolej Komuniti untuk mengubah masa depan kita dan keluarga. Kerana itulah yang berlaku kepada saya. Tak pernah termimpi saya untuk mencapai sampai tahap ini dalam usia yang muda seperti saya. Namun dengan minat dan bimbingan daripada Kolej Komuniti, inilah saya sekarang.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, seterusnya kita ke agenda penting program pada hari ini, iaitu sesi Town Hall Pemekasaan TVET Zon Tengah 2019. Sebelum itu, pada sesi soal jawab, cadangan dan ulasan Town Hall hari ini, kita akan menggunakan aplikasi Pigeonhole Live. Pigeonhole Live merupakan satu aplikasi yang mudah dan interaktif di mana hadirin boleh menghantar soalan, cadangan dan ulasan kepada moderator. Hadirin juga boleh mengundi soalan, cadangan dan ulasan yang telah diutarakan dalam aplikasi tersebut. Sekiranya hadirin membawa telefon pintar, tablet ataupun komputer riba bersama, hadirin bolehlah melayari internet dengan menaip www.pigeonhole.at ke ruangan carian. Seterusnya, sila masukkan passcode iaitu TVET. Diulangi sekali lagi, TVET, TVET. Sekiranya hadirin mempunyai sebarang maklum balas berkenaan pembentangan sepanjang sesi Town Hall ini, hadirin dialu-alukan untuk menghantar soalan melalui aplikasi Pigeonhole ini. Untuk makluman hadirin juga, soalan-soalan yang mendapat undian tertinggi mempunyai peluang yang cerah untuk dijawab oleh para panel. Sekiranya terdapat sebarang kesukaran untuk mengimbas QR code di skrin hadapan, pihak sekretariat akan mengedarkan QR code kepada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sebentar lagi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan juga dialu-alukan untuk mengutarakan soalan, cadangan dan ulasan kepada moderator menggunakan mikrofon yang disediakan di laluan tengah dewan. Sila perkenalkan nama dan institusi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Dengan ini, majlis dengan sukacitanya menjemput Yang Berusaha Teknologis Dr. Muhammad Naim bin Yaakob, Urusetia Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Jawatan Kuasa Pemekasaan TVET bagi meneruskan sesi ini. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Terima kasih saudari pengacara majlis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dan Selamat sejahtera kepada sidang hadirin sekalian. Yang berbahagia Datuk Soh, Cik Zainuddin selaku Barisan Penuh, Puan Zainah selaku Deputy Commissioner, Ibu Pejabat Penjara Kajang, dan selaku Tuan Rumah, terima kasih. Juga kepada Dr. Syamsuri, Pengarah Bahagian Koordinasi TVET, Jabatan Pendidikan Politeknik dan Kolej Komuniti. Juga kepada sidang hadirin sekalian, saya tengok itu ramai daripada industri, daripada jabatan awam ataupun kerajaan. Kita juga ada orang daripada universiti, Profesor Razali ada situ, M.Tun, dia ada kat situ. And then ada Mr. Jaswan Singh. Mana tadi? Ada lagi kat situ? Dia, okey. From dulu orang kuat Maida lah. Sekarang dia surajuan industri. Which is good. Orang daripada institusi lah, pengarah-pengarah politeknik, pengarah kolej komuniti, daripada Kementerian Sumber Manusia, MARA dan semua ada di sini. Panjang sangat nak sebut. Terima kasih di atas kehadiran. Thank you for your attendance today. We really appreciate this being the sixth and the last town hall session. So this is a good time for all of us to voice out our concern, our opinion, comments, feedback on what has been presented by Datuk Soh tadi. The background of the issues of TVET, the way forward, the 5 issues of governance, funding for TVET providers and funding for students who wants to join TVET, industry participation, quality and branding. But before I go further, a note on penjara di Kajang ni. I talked to Puan Zainah. So she said there are about 7,000 inmates here. Is that the number? Yeah, men and women. 7,000 enrollment in penjara Kajang alone. So you compare, if you're like from Polytechnic, you also have your enrollment 7,000. But your goal in the Polytechnic is to increase your enrollment. But Puan Zainah's goal is to reduce the enrollment of the inmates. Betul Puan Zainah? I mean, if you have more enrollment, more inmates, that's bad news. It's like happening in America. The prisons there are overcrowded with incarcerated people. People who have been found to go against the law. Too many, and the prisons in America are overcrowded. So sometimes we need to rethink the way we penalize the law transgressors. Putting them in jail costs, I asked Puan Zainah again, 42 ringgit Malaysia a day. Itu unit cost for maintaining the inmates, 42 ringgit per day. Is your and my money, our taxpayer. We are taxpayers. By the way, 12 midnight tonight, for the individual income, tonight is the last day to submit your e-filing, don't forget. It's 42 ringgit. And so this is something interesting for us to think. But today, in the prison also, there is TVET education to equip the inmates with something that they have a means to earn a living once they get out. So that's the way to do it. And Puan Zainah, because she attended the 5th town hall in Penang, she voiced out about the prison not being categorized as TVET anymore. And because of that, some people heard, and she's been given 300 over 1,000 to do the TVET thing. So that's good. So when you say something, and people take note of that, so you get something back. So this is one benefit of coming to this kind of town hall, You can voice your views. Maybe you can get some things out of it, but also to network with each other and to work together so our country can provide TVET in the best way we can. At the moment, we are providing the TVET to the youth, but there is some issues about coordination among the TVET providers within the government sector, let alone with the private, especially with the industry, who are receiving our graduates. So we know about mismatch between demand and supply in terms of quantity, in terms of quality. And then we have so many legal and illegal foreigners working in our factories. Do we want to see that? And we hear about so many unemployed graduates coming out of universities, but very few unemployed from TVET institutions. So this is what our image we want to tell people. You want to get a scroll, go to the get degree from university. You want to get a job, go to the TVET institutions. Hopefully, marah orang universiti dengar. But that's a fact. So Bank Negara Malaysia, ni intro sikit Dr. Bank Negara Malaysia, in this report for the last 10 years, mentioned that on average, every year, 174,000 degree and diploma graduates have been churned out of all the education institutions, including TVET. So, 174,000. Net jobs created per year is only 98,000. So, out of 174,000 average, only 98,000 get a job. What happened to the rest? Jual goreng pisang agaknya, or nasi lemak. But that's okay, as long as they don't land up, they don't land in the Kajang prison. It's okay. To me, whatever job you have, as long as it's kind of not against the law, it's still fine. You are learning to develop your life. You are learning to earn a living. Later on, you can have you can dream to have like Alibaba.com or even Lazada or Amazon.com. Who knows, right? So you have to have a dream. So now, we have heard so much from Dr. So, a little bit of mumbling from me. So now we want to hear from you. So now we are already listening here, reading from this, what we say, pigeonhole. Maybe I just take the one which have the most votes. But after this, we will also allow questions from the floor. Directly, you can just put up your hand, go to the mic and state your name, your organization, and shoot the question. But for now, this is the one that has the most votes. Apakah usaha yang dilakukan untuk meningkatkan gaji bagi lepasan TVET? So we know that employability TVET high, 95%, 96%, but they are paid for 3 years doing diploma, for example, or 2 years doing certificate. Maybe certificate probably 1,200, 1,500, just above the national minimum wage. Maybe diploma 1,500, 1,800, berbaloi ke? Is it worth it? 3 years studying that kind of pay. If that kind of pay has to be paid, we want to listen from Datuk So's punya people lah. Why is that pay that level? Why can't they pay more? Is it like, what is it? We want to know. Is it like they don't have the skills? If you ask the people in the institutions, they spend nights and days trying to develop program, curriculum, courses that meet industry requirement. They call people from industry, but somehow, it's still there's a mismatch. So in the previous, like 2 decades ago, it's simple. You come out of university, you come out of polytechnic or ILP, you definitely get a job. But now things are complex because industries have evolved, technology has evolved, and there's also like push factor from other countries that have given the industry some kind of a leverage on foreign labor, which is cheap foreign labor. But cheap foreign labor, if you ask the industry, they also say not so cheap because they have to pay the levy and so on. So we want to understand this problem. So maybe Dato' So, talking about gaji, give to you lah. Dato' So, maybe you can start. Thank you.
If I want, I give high salary. But anyway, on this note is the TVET, this committee, why we want to have single body. The important is to make sure the graduates, when they come out to the industries, the industry players, prefectural or service sector, will not take long time to further retrain them. So this means that if they graduate from TVET, now they go to join multinationals. The multinational need to take 6 to 12 months to further teach them how to handle welding, then it's become too bad. So these are things that the TVET graduates, they must have the latest skill, technology learned at the TVET. So it means the TVET graduates must spend more time at the industries. So if they spend 70% of the time learning from the industries, then they go back to study and come back, I believe their salary will be much higher because they already learn up a lot of the private sectors, the culture, the way how they work and how they manage in terms of operation environment. So these are the things that we need to put the graduate nearer to the industries. But currently, there are a lot of TVET institutions plus private side. There are too many that the standards is not balanced. It's not balanced. Sometimes the industry side, they based on the actual, the skill that they are able to acquire. Secondly, is the TVET graduates, important is to have the discipline to learn and must learn fast. So I view that the TVET graduates, the skill of their salary will be at the moving upwards because if you train them well on the latest technology, they are productive people. Means that in terms of works, not in terms of making population, but in terms of working, they are skilled, highly skilled, they are productive. Now, private sectors always emphasize on productivity, high yield. There is a reason the TVET Empowerment Committee want to form a single body, work with industries, come out the latest curriculum, can match with industries, and we will benchmark the salary of the TVET graduates with other TVET graduates within the ASEAN and also within the world, so that they can bring up the salary rather than like now that they are quite stagnant around 1,500 data of salaries. This is what I want to share with you. So it means that the private sector, number one, emphasize on productivity, and they have the latest technology, salary will move in line. I believe it's a matter of time. We will upskill the workforce to have a higher salary with a high income nation. Thank you.
So that also you're saying that higher skills will earn higher wages, higher salaries, higher income. Okay, so the message to the TVET providers is to equip our graduates with skills that is required by industry. And one of the things that I know for a fact that polytechnics are doing, as I mentioned, that is 70% of the time, if possible, spent in industry. So we do this program called work-based learning. So at least one whole year, but there is intermittent, They go to industry, they come back to the class, and they go back. So all in all, it's like no more like 6 months. It's 12 months, almost 1 year. So the next question, this one very targeted to why is it so difficult to consolidate Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran and MQA, since they are both government agencies? We have heard many times that effort along the same purpose has been done, but we hardly see any progress. So over to you, Cik Zainuddin. Any info on that? Trying to integrate JPK and MQA in terms of their
So, apa sebenarnya yang you nak? Sebab kita produce student setiap tahun. So orang industri beritahu bahawa dia nak orang-orang yang kompeten. Maknanya orang yang boleh buat kerja dan menghasilkan produk, kerana produk itu akan menjana keuntungan kepada syarikat. So to be competent, sebenarnya kita di Kementerian Pendidikan kita menetapkan ada formula kita. To be competent, mereka mesti ada knowledge, ilmu pengetahuan. Yang keduanya mereka mesti ada skill. Yang ketiganya mesti ada experience, ada pengalaman di industri. Sebab tu kita ada on the job training, ada internship di industri. And on top of that, yang paling penting sekali attitude lah, ya, attitude. Sebab kita tak nak pelajar-pelajar kita, ya, bila pergi ke industri, sekejap-sekejap dia nak lari, tak tahan, tak ada daya saing, daya juang, daya tahan, kerja kat 3D, tak tahan panas dan sebagainya. Jadi berkaitan dengan gaji ni, saya percaya kalau student yang keluar, ya, graduan yang keluar daripada setiap institusi ini, kalau mereka ni kompeten, mereka ni boleh dibayar gaji yang tinggi. Dan kalau ikut pengalaman saya, ada beberapa pelajar yang saya temui, gaji permulaan, contoh dalam bidang welding, bekerja di Sapura Kencana, ya, dalam bidang welding, mula dia kerja dibayar 1,800 permulaan after diploma, ya. But after 3 years, saya tanya dia, gaji dia dah 4,800. Makna 3 years punya experience, pengalaman yang dia dapat dan skill yang dia dapat dalam industri itu membolehkan dia dapat pendapatan yang lebih. Dan professional certificate itu pun sangat penting. Kerana untuk meningkatkan skill, kalau dia setakat belajar diploma biasa, mungkin setakat 1,800 lah. Tapi kalau dia ada TWI ke, AWS ke, C-Suite ke dan sebagainya, ini akan meningkatkan pendapatan dia, ya, kerana itu. Dan berkaitan dengan standard, ya, standard TVET ini, yang disebut kenapa tidak ada penyelarasan di antara JPK, MQA. Sebenarnya untuk akreditasi tunggal ni pun sudah dibincangkan oleh jawatan kuasa teknikal, dan kita sudah ada, ya, pathway, ya, bagi pelajar-pelajar TVET ini untuk melanjutkan, ya, untuk artikulasi ke pusat pengajian tinggi untuk buat degree dan sebagainya. Jadi akreditasi tunggal ini yang membolehkan kualiti untuk TVET ini terjamin. Jadi sebab itu bila ada akreditasi tunggal ini, saya percaya birokrasi yang ada di antara MQA dan JPK ini dapat dikurangkan, ya, boleh disamakan. Kalau tidak, kita kena buat dua-dua. Macam yang saya alami sendirilah, kita kena buat dua-dua. Kita buat MQA dan kita buat JPK, ya, menjadikan pesarah-pesarah kita mungkin agak terbeban. Tapi dengan adanya akreditasi tunggal, ya, MQA boleh terima standard JPK, JPK boleh terima standard MQA. Dan saya percaya kualiti yang kita nak ialah dari segi kemenjadian pelajar, ya, kompetensi pelajar yang keluar. Sebab pelajar yang nak keluar daripada sistem itu, dia mesti boleh bekerja. Jadi setakat itu dulu, ya. Terima kasih.
Dan satu lagi ingin saya tambah ialah whatever skills that the TVET providers are giving after 2 or 3 years is only for entry level. Mustahil 2 atau 3 tahun pendidikan dan latihan mampu bertahan sehingga 30 tahun akan datang. Jadi menjadi juga tugas pihak industri untuk melaksanakan reskilling, upskilling melalui skim HRDF mereka, melalui apa-apa continuous learning. So basically banyak negara maju dia categorize the TVET providers di peringkat awam dan swasta ini sebagai, they call it initial training. Bila dah masuk industri and you start to work, is called continuous training. So the initial training and the continuous training. It's impossible the skills that you have after 2-3 years can maintain you at that level. Kan? You have like, kalau welding tu dia banyak level kan, so you got to progress lah from one another. And also menjadi sebenarnya tanggungjawab kepada pekerja itu, graduan itu, untuk meningkatkan diri mereka daripada semasa ke semasa. Baik, before we ask for question from the floor directly, we'll take maybe one question from the pigeonhole here. Let me see, which one? Okay, when is the new blueprint of Tibet going to be implemented? Or the new, what we say, kind of report from the Jawatankuasa Pemegasan Tibet. That also maybe some timeline you can provide.
Regarding this new blueprint, you mentioned by July, we need to come out a report to the Minister of Education, to Minister of Human Resource, and the comprehensive report should also encompass the new blueprint, which is to table to the Menteri possible in the month of July.
And one of the most important, I think, element in this report will be the proposal to set up what they call the Tibet Commission. This Tibet Commission has, as Datuk So's word, harimau yang ada taring lah, dia boleh gigit. Jadi dia ni above the ministries. So if, let's say, they found that too many Tibet providers, public and private, are offering the same program, until there is overcrowding, so many unemployed graduates coming out of this program, then the Tibet have the power to say, institution A, B, C or D, since your employability is like 10% out of the many graduate, you have to close because this is wasting government money, wasting students' fees and so on, something like that. And they can coordinate among all the Tibet providers. So now, we would like to provide opportunity for those of you who have come from near and far to share your thoughts or to voice your concern or your comments on what Datuk So has presented, even on the Tibet Commission. So we have one gentleman over here. Yes, please, your name and organization and your question.
My name is Jerry Curry and I'm from Bafuri Motor Car Company. Firstly, I congratulate you on what you're trying to do. Very ambitious, and I sincerely hope you actually pull this off. This is the greatest branding for Malaysia. Our company is a relatively small company. Can I raise this? Our company is a relatively small company, and we struggle with finding manpower. One of the things about our company is all about hand craftsmanship. We make cars from nothing by hand alone. No machines, no equipment, just by hand. That's craftsmanship at its best. And we're selling cars to the most expensive, most developed countries in the world. And these cars are made in Malaysia by Malaysians. But we yet struggle to find more people who are prepared to come and work in this industry. The biggest issue we have is education. And people will come to the workforce, they've come out of a college, they've been studying in a vocational school or a university, and when they start to get their hands dirty, they realize, actually, I hate this job. I want to be a finance manager, or I want to be a HR manager, or something other than what they're really there to do. One of the things I'd like to see, and we've been trying to promote this idea for a very long time, obviously to the wrong people, is a full apprenticeship program, very similar to what Dr. So was mentioning earlier, where the tradesmen to-be work in the workforce on a full-time basis, a little bit different to what you're suggesting maybe, but they work in the workforce on a full-time basis and they only attend a training classroom 1 day a week. And the reason I suggest that, or I encourage that, is the automotive industry changes at a very rapid rate. Every day, today, we're moving faster and faster than we were 10 years ago. And the only way you can keep up with the industry is to be in touch with the industry in its real life situation. In a classroom, you've got limited resources, you've got limited everything. But in the real world, you've got everything's happening right in front of you. So I would like to see, and I'd like to encourage vocational schools or apprenticeship programs that allow the students to work on a full-time basis, go to classrooms for 1 day a week. To support this, it's also important for commitment, disciplines. And the discipline that I like to look for is an employee must be locked into a position or into a job with a particular company for a minimum period of, for example, 3 or 4 years. That stops them from job hopping, which is something we see a lot of, and I'm sure a lot of people here have seen the same. So to stop people from job hopping from one job to another, lock them into a job, commit them to an educational program, the employer is committed, the employee is committed, and at the end of the day, I think we end up with a result of students that are, well educated in a particular field. To support all this again, this is very complex, I know, but to support it again, I would also like to see industry-centric students rather than company-centric students. And just a simple example, rather than become a Mercedes-Benz mechanic or a BMW mechanic or a Proton mechanic, you become an automotive mechanic. A very big difference. And the reason I say that is the people we find today in the automotive industry are all coming with a specific trade for a particular brand of vehicle rather than general mechanics. And the biggest challenge is having true mechanics. The word mechanics means someone who is mechanical, not a parts changer. And in Malaysia we find, and not just Malaysia, the whole world, to be honest with you, we find people are parts changers. They keep on changing spare parts on a car until they fix the problem because they don't know how to fix the problem. They've never been trained to fix an actual problem. They fix a problem by changing the parts again and again and again until they've solved the problem. So just to cut it short, I encourage what you're doing. I support it. I wish I could stay for the whole session and listen to more of it, but time is of the essence for me too. But honestly, and we're looking for workers all the time. What you're doing, congratulations, and I really hope you can just listen to some of the things we've got to offer.
Okay. Excellent. So the point is that you should have more time in the industry and just less time in the classroom. I think we have this thing called National Dual Training System. I believe KV is participating in that. So maybe you can share, Tadurin.
Actually, our curriculum, we designed our curriculum 30% theoretical, 70% more on practical, 30% academic, 70% vocational. That's why our outcome is 70-20-10. 70% the student will join the workforce, 20% articulation, and 10% to be technoprono in internship.
Okay. Okay.
Can I just add something a little important to what I was saying earlier, and I'll just touch on what he just said. It's also very, very important for a tradesman a student to be trained by a professional tradesman. And I think something that hasn't been mentioned is workshops, for example. It doesn't matter if it's a mechanical workshop or if it's a kitchen or if it's a tailor. The leader of the team or the person who's educating the juniors needs to be qualified himself. And they've got to be certified to be sure that a student is only as good as his teacher. That's what I'm trying to say, but putting it mildly. But the other thing is just to remember is these people that are working in these industries don't like to sit in a classroom and read books and do paperwork and write things out. They like to get their hands a little dirty, and they want to learn. It may be a different way of learning, but they prefer to learn hands-on rather than in a classroom. I think you might find some different results. I'm not suggesting they're better results, but you might find different results that might be more productive.
Right, thank you. So how to prepare industry people who are like qualified trainers? Maybe they are good in their work, but they're not really so good in training, the newbies. And the company also may not want to invest the time to train the youngsters because they say that it's about productivity. We got to deliver this order. Somebody has made this order. We need to produce, and it's all about profit. So how does industry, overcome this or address this matter?
From the industry side is that, of course, all industries, they are looking at profitability, but they also must look at to groom their own workforce because they are the assets. So all the companies, one of the main objective is to make sure their workforce are productive types. So now, in terms of TVET, the graduates, now we are talking about 70-30%. 70% is on the job trainings. 30% is a classroom. Why? They must have certain knowledge for them to acquire. Now, the skill in terms of certification can up to level 5. But let's say, assume they want to be more research at higher level. They need at least 30% of their brain to acquire knowledge. I don't say 100%. At least they must acquire knowledge through the books of latest technology. Now, some of them, they are very skillful like craftsmen, but they are not good in language. They are not able to read a professional, technical literature, or the latest jargons, or latest technology they cannot link. So they might not able to progress further in terms of their knowledge. That's why we should need at least 30% of the time to impart a knowledge. But there are some, no need so much on the classroom, they call master craftsmen, purely on skills. But this one, they need a very good mentoring program from the private sector. So the mentoring program, we need to identify what type of the mentoring that the TVET required. Then we need to do a matching so that the private sector able to assist to provide that type of specialized mentoring program for the TVET. And this specialized mentoring program, it can be almost full-time based on their skills. At the same time, to learn the latest technology that already put in place in any organizations. I believe private sectors will also collaborate with the TVET because it's good for them. On one hand, they can have the skilled workforce come to their factories or come to service industries.
Thank you. One issue with TVET providers is to determine the depth and the breadth. For example, just now was mentioned about don't train for Mercedes-Benz technician or mechanic, don't train just for Toyota or Honda, but train automotive technician. I think that's what the TVET institutions are trying to do, to train automotive technicians. But then when the company gets the technician that we train, they say, oh, they cannot do this Toyota car or this Mercedes-Benz car. So it means whatever the TVET providers are giving during the 2 or 3 years, it needs a little bit of fine-tuning, adjustment on the part of the companies or the private or the industry. Impossible that we will feed you 100%. But if we feed you 5%, that's a major problem. But if you can give like 75%, that's still okay. Because I think nowhere in the world you can get, unless like what you do with, for example, Berjaya Hotel. They have a Berjaya hospitality school. So, and then this graduate from the school or college, they will work for Berjaya Hotel, Berjaya own hotels. So that's okay. Or if like the Unit 10, if they train people to become TNB engineers, then that's why they have that. Plus the open market people for the open market work industry. But for the TNB, it's already taken care by their Unit 10 or another, I think another college that they have to train people to work for their electrical power and electronic industry. That they can do. So this is the kind of issue with TVET provider between customizing and providing something generic, between the depth and the breadth. So maybe we can hear from the TVET providers, public or private, the challenge that you are facing when you want to try to mesh whatever the private sector, the companies, the industry require. Anyone from polytechnics or okay?
Hello.
Oh, we have this gentleman here. Please.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang. Nama saya Muhammad Syukri bin Ali. Selaku Timbalan Presiden Persatuan Pegawai PPL, Pegawai External Assessor for JPK. Saya kata kalau kita nak membicarakan soal latihan, sampai kiamat pun tak habis. Because why? Because kita ni lahir di Malaysia, kita adalah negara pengguna. Saya yakin tuan-tuan yang bijak pandai di hadapan sana pernah membuat benchmarking lawatan di Jepun dan di Jerman. Kalau saya tanya, doktor mungkin ketawa. Pernahkah orang Jepun menggunakan teknologi Jerman? Dan adakah orang Jerman menggunakan teknologi Jepun? Dan kita bawa balik Malaysia, kita tengok berbagai teknologi yang ada dalam negara kita. Pusat latihan kesian. Latih hari ini keluar, industri tak boleh terima. Dia dah tukar teknologi. Dulu teknologi Jepun, sekarang teknologi Jerman. Jadi saya kira perkara ini tidak akan selesai sampai bila-bila. Apa yang paling penting ialah ke arah penubuhan Suruhanjaya TVET. Dan hari ini saya mewakili persatuan memberikan sokongan penuh kepada Datuk untuk merealitikan kewujudan Suruhanjaya ini supaya satu standard boleh diguna pakai oleh siapa juga di Malaysia. Jadi kita tak bawa masuk teknologi ini 3 bulan keluar, teknologi ini keluar. Universiti pun menangis. Minta maaf. I'm one of the auditor dekat universiti. Universiti kita masih lagi menggunakan alat tahun 1998. And then now we are talking about the latest technology. Minta maaf Datuk. That's why industri tak boleh terima graduate kita. Nah, it happen. Ini bukan satu cerita nak memburukkan, tapi inilah realitinya. Maka saya mencadangkan supaya Suruhanjaya ini diberikan sokongan. Kita buatlah Suruhanjaya ini Datuk. Jadikanlah dia. Kemudian barulah fikirkan. Kalau nak cerita masalah, beribu Datuk masalah. Masalah penyedia latihan, masalah tak cukup duit, masalah enrollment tak cukup, masalah double standard, double itu, double ni, semuanya akhirnya bila tuan-tuan yang depan pencen, orang baru pun ambil, sama juga masalah. Kan? Tuan-tuan dah selesai dah, tuan-tuan dah pencen. Kami ni penyedia latihan takkan pencen.
Nampak muda lagi tu.
Kan? Saya sokong supaya undang-undang dan peraturan ini diguna pakai oleh semua penyedia latihan. Ada SOP-nya. Nak ambil pelajar mesti ikut industri punya keperluan. Industri nak ambil pekerja ikut keperluan, ikut jumlah yang kita dah latih. Jangan bawa masuk bangla banyak-banyak. Bila terbakar kilang baru kita tahu, oh, unemployed, unregistered workers ada dekat belakang kilang A and B. Minta maaf ni, kita cakap juga kan. Pukul anak, sindir menantu. Kemudian kita cadangkan juga lah Tok, Dr. Naim, Cik Azurin, kita ni penat dah melatih pelajar-pelajar kita ni, pelatih-pelatih kita ni. Saya nak cadangkan Suruhanjaya mempunyai satu standard bahawa memberikan satu standard dan pengiktirafan kepada pekerja-pekerja yang dilatih atau pelatih-pelatih yang dilatih sebagai satu world skill standard. Jadi kita tak perlulah, tak ada kerja kat Malaysia, tak apalah, kita migrate lah. Bolehlah kita dapat gaji tinggi. Datuk pun nak bayar 1,800 je. Sorry tu. So then we go to Singapore, like what Filipin dah buat. Bertahun dah Filipin. Yang berpuluh tahun dah Filipin buat. Certified pekerja dia hingga world standard, export jadi pekerja mahir. Jadi
there are 1 million Filipinos in Canada alone.
Dan tu saya setuju tu doktor. Ya, kita pun ke arah itu, tapi janganlah besok negara kita tinggal orang warna kulit lain pula. So I think that two things yang saya cadangkan ini ialah penubuhan Suruhanjaya ini perlu disokong oleh kawan-kawan semua, rakan-rakan dalam industri latihan ini, kita sokong ramai-ramai. Ya kan? Jangan kita prejudis. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, pengiktirafan industri terhadap pekerja kita mesti sesuai melalui Suruhanjaya. Kalau Suruhanjaya tak buat, sampai bila-bila pun perkara ini tidak akan berlaku. Dan yang ketiga ialah pengiktirafan pekerja mahir berstatus dunia. Terima kasih banyak.
Okay, very good. So Dato' and Cik Zainuddin, there's a good message that our 6 town hall or 5 town halls before and all the discussion, that menjurus ke arah satu penyelesaian dalam bentuk satu body Suruhanjaya ni yang sebenarnya dia memerlukan juga satu orang undang-undang penubuhan Suruhanjaya, bermakna kita kena sediakan this is how the government work. In order to make a new commission like this, you have to have an act. And this act has to have a memorandum Jemaah Menteri. So maybe Kementerian Pendidikan dengan semua manusia join hands, submit the memorandum Jemaah Menteri kepada Kabinet. It will be discussed. Before that, ulasan daripada semua kementerian, ministers will discuss. If they agree, then we will put in the Parliament as a bill atau rang undang-undang. Bila diluluskan di Dewan Rakyat dan Dewan Negara, dihantar ke Peguam Negara, barulah dia diwartakan sebagai undang-undang. It will be what we say gazetted as an act, as a new law. So that is what you and I, kalau kita pencen nanti Datuk, something that we can reminisce and say that we have a hand in. Also all of you, and termasuk Tuan tadilah yang telah memberi sokongan penuh, you have a hand in that establishment of the commission. But establishment alone is not enough. It has to be implemented, operated, so that it delivers what it promises. Okay. So then we give opportunities for the riot. Mr. Jaswant Singh, silakan.
First and foremost, appreciate that TVET has moved so much. All whatever has been done until today with MOE and all the other ministries, and of course with...
Put the mic closer or come closer to the mic.
Maybe I'll hold the mic here. I've been in government before, as you know. Now with MIT Academy as a TVET provider. I've also worked in Germany under government for 6 years in Germany, so roughly I know how the system works. Very quickly, whichever way we are going, I would like to give some points for TVET to succeed in Malaysia. Number one, on the supply side. In Germany or anywhere else where TVET has done a great job, the children don't know what the future holds for them. So the number one person who influences in Germany, you take the TVET job, is basically the counselors. All the Malaysian school counselors, if they do not know where 4.0 is moving or 5.0 will be coming, where 5G is moving, they are the most important people in the school to psycho them and say that this is where TVET is a glamour job. Number two, the parents have an influence over them. So the parents must also be psychoed into believing that this is a very good job. So that's on the supply side. On the demand side, in Germany, nobody can train an apprentice until the trainer is accredited. Cannot happen. Okay? If Malaysia wants to succeed, the 70% of the apprentice being handled in a company, it must be an accredited person. If they cannot do it, the private TVET guys who are accredited, they can do it. Because they place emphasis on the young brain, can only be handled by certain people. Number three, whether Austria, whether it's Germany, they have got a Vocational Education Act. India has got the Apprentice Act. Law is absolutely necessary for TVET to move forward. Today, it's all a matter of, they said, the carrot and stick approach. Today, we are near the prison ground. I know they used Rotan here. What Malaysians need is the bigger Rotan than Kajang prison. And that's very important, because with the law, everything will be put in place. National examination, biller. Online portal, biller. Trainer, who will it be? Syllabus, siapa. Apprentice, gazetted. Salary, gazetted. All laws, rules, regulation, everything gazetted. Rotan is waiting at the side. So, very important. Finally, you have to follow Germany, what they call the FOSA. All the top question being asked here is about gaji. But everybody missing macam gajah dalam bilik. We are missing the elephant in the room. Why the salary is low? And why Germany the salary is very high? Because of FOSA. Foreign skill approval. No worker, you can put Ali, Muniandi, Akau to go and learn SKMs, Sigil, vocational, whatever. Put them through the 3 years. 1,008 is embarrassment salary today's world. But any foreign worker who wants to enter into the apprentice job must pay his own money, a foreigner, 3 bulan to get your skill accredited. So don't care which the single body is. We are arguing the wrong thing. Whether MQA, whether it's whatever, not important. Eventually, I go forward. One accreditation body left. Every foreign worker in this country must be accredited by the Malaysian accredited body. Otherwise, they cannot work. And you will see the salary will go up. Anyway, I've got many, many points. Dr. Naim, whatever, we can talk over tea or whatever. Thank you very much.
Great, excellent, Mr. Jaswant Singh. So yeah, like counselor and then the parents and the trainers. For the counselor, the Ministry of Education have taken good step in, they have program like, just after SPM result have been announced, they have this carnival, they call it Jom Masuk IPT. And there's a session where on TVET, they invite all the school counselors, tell them what is TVET about, so that they can tell the student what is the prospect of going to the TVET career. So we are along that line, but more has to be done. But as you know, parents sometimes, they have 3 children. First children, I want you to be engineer. Second children, I want you to be lawyer. Third children, I want you to be doctor. So like that lah, Mr. Jaswant. That's your parents now. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they look at people who are TVET, like wearing overall. They call it 3D, dirty, dangerous, difficult. So, all right. Any response from the two of you, Mr. Zainuddin?
Okay, terima kasih. Saya nak respon sikit tadi. Memang dari segi Kementerian Pendidikan, kita sekarang ni nak susun strategi supaya TVET ni bukan lagi second class lah. That's why kita pendidikan TVET tu kita mula perkenalkan daripada sekolah rendah lagi. Ya, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, sampailah ke peringkat college dan seterusnya sampai ke universiti. Supaya pathway tu jelas, laluan tu jelas, kerjaya. Dulu orang tak berapa minat, ya TVET ni, nak masuk TVET ni, kerana TVET ni sampai level 5 je, kan? Sampai diploma lanjutan. Lepas tu bila nak sambung lagi, dah tak ada pathway tu. Tapi sekarang bila dah ada akreditasi tunggal ni, dan juga ada ni, dan kita ni dalam Suruhanjaya pun antara perkara yang ditamakan ialah dari segi articulation ni. Jadi saya percaya bahawa akan datang akan lebih ramai yang minat TVET. Dan kini kita nak beri penjelasan kepada semua kaunselor di sekolah-sekolah kita. Sebab itu sekarang ni kita galakkan pelajar-pelajar mengambil TVET tu lebih awal. Sebab kalau dah sampai tingkatan lepas SPM tu dah kira agak lambat, Datuk So ya. That's why kita sekarang ni tingkatan 1, tingkatan lepas tingkatan 3 ya, dia dah boleh buat TVET, dah boleh buat sampai SKM 3, SKM 4 diploma itu. Jadi kita harap selepas keluar daripada sistem itu dia dah boleh dah tahu dah apa hala tuju dia. Terima kasih.
Okey. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Minta maaf ya. Nama saya Mas Madi daripada FIMEC. Saya nak beritahu tentang SPR, CJ ini Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam. Mereka hanya telah meluluskan lebih kurang 72 saja untuk melayakkan untuk bekerja. Sorry, dekatkan. Okey. Cabut mic senanglah. Kita ada lebih kurang 1,800 bidang program SKM. Tapi SPR Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam hanya meluluskan lebih kurang 70 ke 60 saja untuk dapat mereka bekerja di dalam kerajaan. Jadi kebanyakan ibu bapa ada panggil kadang-kadang SPR, adakah bidang ni diluluskan, adalah bidang ni boleh berkhidmat dengan kerajaan. Dia tengok, oh ni tak ada, ni bukan, ni tak layak, ni tak layak, ni tak layak. Apa yang perlu kita bercakap dekat sini, bukan layak tak layak. Sebab ini adalah sijil kerajaan. Sijil kemahiran Malaysia adalah sijil kerajaan. Dan kenapa tidak tidak boleh dianugerahkan sijil itu untuk mendapat pekerjaan kerajaan? Itu nombor satu ya. Nombor dua, 2017 lebih kurang 67,000 mereka yang minta pinjaman untuk belajar dalam bidang TVET, iaitu belajar di swasta. Tapi kerana dana kita hanya ada 175 juta pada ketika itu, dan 50 juta diletakkan di awam, hanya 125 juta saja digunakan dengan swasta, lebih yang dapat belajar hanya lebih kurang 10,000 saja. Kemana arah yang balance 57,000 itu? Sebab dana tidak mencukupi. 2015, 2014 kita dapat lebih kurang 350 juta untuk mereka belajar dalam TVET. Tapi tahun ini kita dapat 200 juta, 50 juta pergi ke awam, 150 juta pergi ke swasta. Tapi yang nak belajar begitu ramai sekali. Kita tadi berteriak, bercakap, memperkasakanlah, memperdanakanlah, kita nak halau semua warga asing keluar, tapi kita tak lihat dari segi dana yang boleh anak-anak B40 ni belajar. Kadang-kadang mereka pergi ke pusat bertaliah ingin belajar, pusat bertaliah kata minta maaf, kita tak ada kota. Itu yang amat sedih sekali. Kita tengok daripada golongan B40 yang mereka nak belajar. Mereka bukan nak minta free, mereka nak pinjam duit dan mereka akan bayar balik. Kita kena lihat dari segi itu. Bukan grant yang dibelajar di awam 1, 2, 3 percuma, tapi di swasta 1, 2, 3 kena bayar. Kita lihat yang itu juga. Sebab kita sini cakap pasal nak keluarkan warga asing, nak memperkasakanlah, perdanakan. Kita semua cakap kadang-kadang no reality lah. Saya harap kita lihat dari Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam supaya sijil kita tu telah diperkasakan untuk bagi semua sijil-sijil yang telah ada tu supaya di-endorse sijil ni dianugerah. Itu yang kita lihat dari segi ramai banyak program-program dia tu tidak ditauliahkan oleh SPR, Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam. Itu yang saya tengok. SPA tak diluluskan. Itu saya rasa kita dah lama dalam bidang TVET, lebih kurang 50 tahun dah. Tapi masih lagi belum didapat disijilkan. Ini yang lihat dari segi aspek ni dululah. Kita kata sijil tunggal. Sekarang kita ada banyak sijil yang keluar. Jadi kita harap kita ada satu sijil tunggal, iaitu dikeluarkan oleh JPK, Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, itu sijil SKM, DKM dan DLKM. Dan saya percaya kita akan buat lagi sijil untuk level 6, 7 dan 8 seperti di Australia. Kita harap dia akan maju ke depan lah. Itu saya minta.
Okey,
terima kasih.
So dua perkara tu, satu memohon pengiktirafan terhadap SKM lah bagi nak bekerja di sektor awam. Pengiktirafan oleh SPA dan JPA. Yang kedua ialah nak mohon lagi banyak dana lah untuk beri peluang pinjaman lah kepada pelajar untuk belajar di IPTS. So dua mesej tu. Okey. Tak ada. Tak ada. Itu kalau dia tak ada orang yang bekerja dalam SPA yang ada di sini untuk menjawab ya, kita jawab orang kata apa. Mesej tu kita rekod lah, kita akan sampaikanlah pada pihak yang berkenan untuk diberi pertimbangan. Okey, satu soalan tadi saya tengok di atas tu, apakah peranan TVET swasta dalam kerangka nasional? Yang paling banyak vote tu kan, what is the role of private TVET to be able to complement? Sebab dalam komputer ni dah malap dah. Is there a role for private TVET provider? Of course lah. So but this one maybe, as we know, there are about 1,100 plus altogether, public and private TVET providers. Government alone, I believe 500 plus. It's all the ILP, Get Mara, College Community, Polytechnic, apa lagi, Pertanian, and all those 500 plus, and the private lagi, and all those pusat latihan bertauliah kan. So now, of course, there will be a role if there is a shortage of supply in terms of TVET graduate. What the government can do through its government institutions in terms of quantity cannot be absorbed by the employers or the industry or the companies, then there's a need for the private sector, as simple as that. So, and we have to look at in terms of how is the take-up rate for the graduate, the employability. If like they reach 90%, that means the show must go on. But you have to look at how is the performance of these institutions in terms of the employability. That's, I think, the major indication whether you are relevant or not is if you sell a product, your product is being bought by customer. If you produce people, then people will employ your graduates, if you produce graduates. So that, very simple as that, I would say that. That also want to say something, please.
In terms of private sector TVET providers, there's a big role for them to take part. So based on figures 2014 to 15, the intakes of TVET about close to 170,000 of the TVET students. Now, by 2020, by right, we need to achieve about 220,000 of the students to the TVET. So the private sectors, although about 750 institutions, but they only provide about 35% out of these 200 over thousands. But public sector is still the one produce the biggest figures. So it means that there are a lot of rooms for the private sectors to generate, to train, to groom the TVET graduates.
Yes, from FMM, you can either go to the mic or somebody pass you the mic.
It's a very quick observation, Chairman. I think one more key point we need to look at, because currently the ASEAN Secretariat is working on industry map on ASEAN skill set that to be implemented on TVET. This is comprised of 10 Asian nations. But I think there's one area yang kita kena pursue seriously towards this, is that other than a single commission, because from industry point of view, it is very important that the program has to be demand driven. It is not supply driven. And I think one of the biggest challenge that we are having now with these 9 ministries and various institutions, even private or government, it is all about what individual college or institution has to offer, rather than what actually is the most relevant to be to the industry or that is required. So I rasa the focus daripada supply base has to be transformed to demand base. That will be the change point, because all this while this mechanism is supply based, and to a certain extent we fail to get the objective, like what Dr. Naeem said. At the end of the day, to be employed means you have to remain relevant to the area that is your required, the job or the competencies is there. So kita kena tengok from that point of view. And when we look at the German model, for example, are we ready not to talk about the essence of the German model, tapi the German model is absolute industry oriented. The exam is conducted by the employers' federations, and it is certified as a uniform exam for the entire industry group in segmentation of each cluster yang dia ada. So we got to move in that direction. For example, if you are the apprentice and they are going to work in BMW, and BMW could provide job, or Mercedes could provide job for that particular apprentice on that, let's be it. But end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as it's being employed. But kalau kita we are now producing mass, and we can see variation. Macam a point tadi, why the salary is in that certain bracket. Dia bukan semua orang start with such a low bracket of salary. It is also the quality and the competency of the graduates that comes out from various institutions. I can tell you, but I don't want to name it specifically. Kita tahu that if let's say this graduate comes from this institution, because their nature of training is such, they are very highly industry oriented. Budak tu datang, dia pegang CNC machine, is able to run the CNC machine within the first week of him entering the workplace, compared to someone who said, saya tengok CNC machine, saya tak pernah run. So that makes him the compatibility and the skill and the salary gap, because he doesn't get that training. So probably it has to be industry oriented, means kita juga kena tukar structure of the curriculum. This is some of the suggestion. For example, like the trainers, just now there was a suggestion dalam sistem tu kata we can use SLDN method. Alright, SLDN method is a short, fast track programs where industry can participate. But SLDN method ada a lot of constraint. For example, the current system is that if you have, I have a competent engineer who is a full-fledged trainer. If I go into the SLDN system, I cannot send my staff to be trained. Walaupun kat factory saya jaga 100 orang, tapi saya nak jaga 10 budak KW, I kena attend training 5 hari kat JPK training so that saya boleh layak buat benda tu. It doesn't make sense. So probably I would suggest as a suggestion to the panel, I think a single Suruhanjaya, it is also to look at the total structure, and it is to create a kind of a uniform format, but it is still demand driven rather than supply driven. I think we got to look at it. And I think the other countries in ASEAN is, I think we have got a very good infra, but I think lack of synergy is probably contributing to our poor level. Probably, I think this is one of the areas we need to look at. Thank you.
Thank you. To be demand driven, the challenge is quite enormous, because to get the proper representation from industry, sometimes because industry, to them, time is money, and what a certain person say is that only representing his particular company or a particular industry sector, or is it representing what? So this is the skill needed to even elicit or solicit the proper kind of input from industry. So that means, I think the TVET provider, the industry, the employer must keep talking together more often. I would like to see like more, maybe deputy directors of polytechnic or college community, have breakfast with industry people, dinner or what, on a weekly basis. So you see eye to eye and try to understand each other and try to come to a meeting point. But probably that is lacking. It's like two worlds. We are providing something, we throw to the thing. Sometimes the employee said, you have to swim at the deep end, so that person die. Sink or swim. I think we should ask the employer, do you want a diver, or do you want a swimmer who can do breaststroke, or you want a swimmer who can really do freestyle, or you want a swimmer who can do whatever, I don't know, so many types of swimming style. So what is it that the employer and the industry want? This can only be achieved if we see each other more, talk to each other more, and try to understand. That's the only way. If just, once a year or twice a year, it's still not enough. Because sometimes we still get the same message of bad attitude of graduates, not punctual, sometimes ambil cuti suka-suka, all that. So this is also one aspect that TVET providers need to instill among their students before they graduate, the soft skill, the tenacity, the agility to withstand whatever kind of situation they can survive. So technical and soft skills. All right. So just gentlemen in the green jacket, sir, bagi dia peluang dulu because dia beri dulu tadi.
Boleh ya, terima kasih. Datuk Chairman, Honorable Panel, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is A.K. Wu from Master Jaya. I'm also a member of the FMM Council. Today I especially wear green. I forgot to bring my FMM jacket. But I think this is very relevant to this particular town hall session, because this green jacket is always put up by all my foremen and my line leaders. So they are the real TVET people. So today I'm really a TVET person. So I think this is very important. My comment is this. You know, nowadays in Malaysia, a lot of universities, they have actually appointed what we call the IAP members, the Industrial Advisory Panel members. And I happen to sit in a number of universities as their members. And I find that this is very, very relevant, very important to the academician, because by doing this, then they are able to match what they teach in the universities, like in this case in TVET institutions, to the industry. When we are invited to sit in the IAP meeting, we are given full access to the syllabus of the universities. That means they tell us exactly what they teach in that particular subject, whether it is mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or civil engineering and so on. And they also invite us to visit their lab, their facilities, their workshop, and so on and so forth, you know. And they would also ask us to look at their final papers, the project submission by the final year students and so on. So by exchanging views and telling them exactly what the industry required, they will gradually adjust the syllabus to suit the industry requirement. So I would suggest that TVET panel or institution should also look into this aspect of the industry and the academic kind of a collaboration. So with this, I think you would probably be able to improve further, because we don't want the TVET to produce graduates which are not employable to the industry. So for example, like myself, I started with a diploma in engineering, and I came out as a technician. I did service job. I was employed as a service technician at the salary of 480 ringgit. Imagine that, only 480 ringgit.
20 years ago? 20 years ago, maybe?
Yeah. So, yeah. So from there, I learned, I worked for about, I think more than 15 years, and then only then I started to go further to my further education to become a qualified engineer. So I have really gone through the TVET stage, all the TVET stages, you know, everything is hands-on. So because of this experience, all my engineers, my technicians, my foremen, they have no way to cheat me. Because I went through the process. I know exactly what is welding, I know what is steel fabrication, I know what is the servicing of a product and so on. So I think TVET has a very important role to play in this aspect. So I think this TVET is the most relevant and most important thing that we must do in order for us, for our country, Malaysia, to progress further to become a very highly industrialized country.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your participation in the Industry Advisory Panel. But before the gentleman there, just give me time, because we would like to hear a response from the TVET institutions in terms of the suggestion of setting up the Industry Advisory Committee, Curriculum Committee, Employability Committee. Maybe Dr. Naima or your colleagues, would you like to respond to that, what we have done in our institutions? Maybe, Dr. Naima, please.
Thank you, Dr. Naim. To respond to all those that have been mentioned, I think we at the Polytechnics have already got a system in place whereby our engagement with the industry is quite frequent. We have scheduled meetings with the industry, and we do get them to give input on the running of the curriculum, on the implementation of the curriculum. We do have work-based learning, whereby we send our students to the industry for them to undergo training on a structured basis. The outcome is good. The employability for those kind of programs is quite high. However, what makes it quite difficult for the students to respond to the employability question is about the income. We find that the income that is being proposed by the industry is not very favorable. After undergoing about a year of work-based training, the salary offered is about 1,800. So it's not so satisfactory in that sense. In fact, it's not a matter about the students not responding well to the training, but it's about the role played by the industry. You know? So in this kind of the TVET equation, it's not only about the TVET institutions responding to the industry needs, but it's also about how the industries can come up with a fair role in making sure that the equation works. Thank you.
So you see, there are perceptions, there are kind of observations from both sides. The training institutions and the employers and the industry who are receiving the graduate. So this has to be kind of brought up to the table, and then we kind of go back and forth trying to understand what are the real issues, the real one. Sometimes it's just perception. So what is the reality? So once we know the reality, we can try to solve the problem. So this is the one that I think Datuk So and Cik Zanurin, we need to do more engagement like this within the training providers and the people who receive the graduates. Mr. So?
I want to add on it. Industry people, they are industrialists. Of course, profitability is important, but to train the graduates of TVET is also important. But I want to say is that the starting pay of any TVET graduates in any organizations, in any private sectors is quite different. Different. But if that TVET graduates, he has a discipline, his attitude is good, and he's willing to learn, willing to sacrifice a bit of the time, it's a matter of within 2-3 years. The salaries will be higher than what is stated as mentioned by MOHR. So it means that a lot of these TVET graduates also must depend on himself or herself. The industries definitely will provide the right platform for the TVET graduates, for them to grow, not in terms of the remunerations, also for the career path. And all the private sectors will also provide the internal training for them in terms of management roles, in the process management and all this. So it's both sides. It's both sides. So sometimes my company also face this internship, but after graduates, a good one, I pay much more than what stated in MOHR figures, you know. It's more than 2,000 and up. So it depends on industries, look at individual one by one. There is no fast rule that must enter with that type of salary. So sometimes, as what Mr. AK, when you earn 400 ringgit, nasi lemak only 50 cents, you know. So, but it's the attitude that we need to go through. But I believe the TVET, the current TVET, we are able to mold the right attitude workforce right from beginning when they first approach the industries or interns. From there, they will learn. I hope the private sectors and public sectors, we are like Malaysia Incorporated, public-private partnership. We share the wealth together. We grow together. We believe we can do it. Important is TVET graduates also must be prepared to take up the roles that the private sector would like them to do. Likewise, the TVET also would like the industries to provide the relevant feedbacks so that they are able to mold the curriculum to match with the industries. Thank you.
Thank you. So we now give the opportunity for the gentleman over there.
Thank you, Dr. Naim. We have met 2 weeks before, I think. Okay. Now, I'm Kumaran from the Malaysian German Chamber of Commerce. So everyone talking about the German technique and German vocational training. So I'm from the chamber. We are the chamber in Germany also accredit the dual vocational training. So most of you knows about German technology, German TVET. But what I see, what is lacking over here is the culture of TVET in Germany is very strong, which is not here. The culture is created by industry, not by institute in Germany, because it's industry driven. So most of you want to be involved, but the industry should involve as bringing up the culture. Only by that the dual system will work. In Germany, it's working because of public-private partnership, as simple as that, and they follow one stream. Okay, to the government have started this program in 2014 in Malaysia. We have the exact training how it works in Germany. We are doing it. We have the German companies in Malaysia who are doing this program. I also have my partner here. We have big companies in Malaysia who are based here from Germany who are doing this program. And the reason they are doing this is because they see the lack of skill. Okay? All right. Coming back to the culture. Besides the culture, I would propose the government, as I mentioned to you also in the meeting before, the regulation. You have to regulate. Without a cert, don't hire. That's what happens in Germany as well. Even a bricklayer or plumber or anybody. Only the cleaner in Germany don't have a certificate. Rather than that, without a certificate, the German companies won't hire anyone. That's the normal thing in Germany, with the strict regulation. Only by then, they can uplift the skill. Without that regulation, no way. All right? My another thing is the curriculum, of course, is important. As you mentioned, industry-ready curriculum. The industry need to be involved with the institute together to come up with the curriculum. Because the dual system in Germany, the curriculum is developed by industry. By industry. They know what's going to happen in next 10 years' time. Only they know what's going to happen in next 30 years' time, what's going to change. They should be able to advise the, if you call this Suruhanjaya or whoever here, they should be able to advise. So, lastly, in Germany, companies have budget to train. Malaysian companies should have that mentality to train. So, have some budget to train. Example I'm telling you, I don't know, mostly some of you may have a car, BMW or Merc, all right? A BMW in Germany, their gearbox is done by ZF, all right? All right, ZF and BMW follow the same training method. BMW said, you have to follow this dual vocational training, otherwise I'm not taking from you. And this started 200 years ago, not something new. Same, I have the German companies who are here in Malaysia. They work along with their suppliers, another German company. Okay, these German companies, they say, do the dual vocational training. Why is that? When these companies do dual vocational training, they are contributing to the economy back. This is what happens in Germany. The companies in Germany, they train about 200 students, some may train 1,000 students, but they don't take all of them. They take 500 at least. The 500, they let them go. They're contributing back to the economy because they are skilled. I'm sure they will be employed by other companies. All right? So the other company should be able to hire them with the right skill. So that contribute back to the economy. That's how it works in Germany. Without that, the dual system will fail. That's for sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that very valuable input. Great. So now the Secretariat has signaled to me there are about 5 minutes left, but maybe I should give honor to the host. Maybe Puan Zainal or your colleagues from the prison department wants to say something or ask something or share something. Would you like to do that? If none, then I'll move on. No, huh? Okay, right. So now we have Dato' So, any last words from you, Zanurin?
My last word is please support Tibet. This is the future. Support Suruhanjaya Tibet. Memperkasa Tibet, membina negara. Thank you.
So thank you, Dato' So and Zanurin and all the participants for having a very lively and I believe a very beneficial. I think your time invested in the last 2-3 hours is worth it. But we look forward to further engagement. And before that, they say the purpose of training and education or schooling is about learning to know, learning to be, or learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, and learning to live together. So the public and the private, the employers, the private training providers, the public all have to learn to live together. And they say that, Alvin Toffler, the futurist, mentioned with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution and the fast pace of technological change, that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And another word from someone, he says that human resources are like natural resources. They are very deep. So you got to really gali your people and develop them until they become a very good person. So before ending, we all come from the basically public and private. Let's have the people from the public sector give a round of applause to the private sector, please. And now, people from the companies and employers, private sector, put your hands together for people from the government side. And both of you, all of you, give a round of applause to the host, prison department, and also to the secretariat. And this being the last and the 6th town hall, you have milked out everything. Max already, Dato'. Tak boleh lagi dah. We already seen already the pattern coming out. So hopefully, and we promise that it will bring a new era in the Tibet in Malaysia. So with that, thank you again, panelists and all of you. I hand over the floor to the Madam Chairperson. Please, thank you.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Yang Berusaha Teknologis Dr. Muhammad Naim bin Yaakob di atas sesi soal jawab sebentar tadi. Untuk makluman, sekiranya hadirin masih lagi mempunyai sebarang soalan atau cadangan serta ulasan yang ingin diutarakan atau tidak berkesempatan untuk membuat demikian pada sesi town hall ini, hadirin masih lagi bolehlah berbuat demikian dengan menggunakan aplikasi Pigeonhole ini sehingga pukul 8 malam ini. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, dengan berakhirnya sesi maklumatlah sebentar tadi, maka berakhirlah program Town Hall Pemerkasaan Tibet Zon Tengah 2019. Bagi pihak penganjur, kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada tuan rumah kerana memberi kebenaran menggunakan auditorium yang serba indah ini. Semoga majlis pada hari ini mendapat keredaan darinya yang mana pastinya memberi manfaat kepada kita semua. Sebelum kita akhiri majlis kita pada hari ini, dijemput semua tetamu-tetamu kehormat dan hadirin untuk sama-sama berdiri dan rapat ke hadapan bagi sesi fotografi. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, majlis dengan ini berakhir dengan lafaz wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian, terima kasih. Okay, hadirin boleh gather di tengah pentas ke bawah untuk kita ambil gambar. Boleh duduk di kerusi merah tu, mungkin tetamu-tetamu kehormat. Okey, fotografer akan ambil gambar daripada stage. Boleh ke tengah dewan ya, hadirin.